Yusei Kikuchi's last start was dominant, striking out a career high of 13 batters. And that dominant performance could not have come at a better time for the Blue Jays because Yusei Kikuchi's trade market is beginning to heat up. Whether we like it or not, folks, the trade deadline is less than 3 weeks away, and Yusei Kikuchi's time as a Toronto Blue Jay could be coming to an end very soon. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. In this one, we're going to be talking about Yusei Kikuchi's trade market and how much value he holds at this upcoming deadline, and as well as some other Blue Jays who could be on the move very soon. Before we get into it though, I encourage you to please hit that like button and subscribe to Blue Jays Today if you enjoy Blue Jays news and content. Alright folks, let's get into it. As expected, the starting pitching market in the MLB is in huge demand at this trade deadline. Mark Feinsand listed the Guardians, Padres, Twins, Astros, Cardinals, Mets, Giants, and Diamondbacks amongst the clubs likely looking for rotation help. Now the problem is, there aren't enough starting pitching on the market that could fulfill all of these clubs' needs. Looking around the league, the only teams that have starting pitching worth selling to other teams are the Tampa Bay Rays, the LA Angels, the Chicago White Sox, the Miami Marlins, the Colorado Rockies, and of course, your Toronto Blue Jays. So as expected, there is going to be a bidding war over these starting pitchers this upcoming trade deadline. And looking at the Toronto Blue Jays, the guy who is a prime trade candidate is Mr. Yusei Kikuchi. Buster Olney says that Yusei Kikuchi will be coveted on the trade market. As well, Keegan Matheson says that Kikuchi, even as a rental, could net the Blue Jays a legitimate prospect at the deadline if he's able to string a few more solid starts together. As I mentioned, Yusei Kikuchi's last start was dominant, and it lowered his ERA to 4 on the season. Yusei Kikuchi most likely only has 2 or 3 more starts left on this Toronto Blue Jays team, and the Blue Jays are going to need Kikuchi to be excellent in order to increase his trade value. And if he is able to do well, the Blue Jays could be looking at a top 10 prospect in another club's system. In addition to the starting pitching trade market, Buster only mentions Chris Bassett as being another coveted piece for the Toronto Blue Jays. But according to Mark Feinsand, the Blue Jays are only looking to move their rental pieces, and anybody with a contract beyond 2024 will most likely not be moved. Then the Blue Jays only have one outfielder available at this trade deadline. Which brings me to the next trade market, the outfielders. Time for a quick shout out to Betway. Betway is the best place to make all of your sports bets on all of your favorite teams. Betway is also in collaboration with iGaming Ontario. Must be 19 years older to participate. And guys, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content. According to The Athletic, the Dodgers are looking for an everyday outfielder who could bat 7th in their lineup. And as well, the Atlanta Braves are also searching for outfield help on the market. Now, bringing it back to the Toronto Blue Jays, Kevin Kiermaier is the only outfielder that the Jays have to offer, and Kevin Kiermaier is certainly not an everyday outfielder, and in fact, he might be the last option teams are looking for at this trade deadline, especially when you look at Kevin Kiermaier's contract, where he is owed $10.5 million this season. If the Blue Jays want to entice a team to trade for Kevin Kiermaier, they're most likely going to need to eat a majority of that contract, because even though Kevin Kiermaier has a great glove, a 187 batting average is not worth $10.5 million. Now, looking at the Atlanta Braves and LA Dodgers that have World Series aspirations, they're most likely going to be looking towards a Randy Arozarena or a Luis Robert. However, those guys are going to cost a lot of prospect capital, so if they're not willing to send over the prospects, then maybe Kevin Kiermaier might be their last option. But folks, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think Yusei Kikuchi is going to get this trade deadline? Thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, go Jays go!